Game 4 of the Canada-Soviet Series, coming to you live from Vancouver. Brought to you by Toronto Dominion Bank, the bank where people make the difference. By Gulf Oil Canada Limited, its dealers, agents, and distributors across Canada.
It's Game 4, and the big difference as I see it from 2 years ago is that while the two teams are tied at 1 win and 1 loss and 1 tie apiece, there's a far different attitude amongst the fans here in Vancouver. So far, at least, there is not a sign of hostility. And you can attribute this to the first 2 games, but most particularly the comeback by Team Canada in Winnipeg on Saturday. We'll be able to tell you more as I see Don Chevrier and Howie Meeker are all set inside the arena to bring you the play-by-play and the color commentary of this 4th game. Okay, Don.
All right, Johnny, and Howie, tonight the Team Canada lineup is going to be just about the same as it was in that victory in Toronto, except that Marty Howe makes it 3 Howes in this game tonight.
That should be interesting, but after tonight, Don, we lose home ice advantage. Some of our big-name scorers haven't really hit the score sheet yet, so tonight's the night. If Team Canada comes out checking, got to have another dandy goal.
All right, let's go to our co-host now tonight, Bill Good Jr.
Hello, everyone. Well, the interest has really peaked here in Vancouver since the first game in Quebec City. 16,000 people are expected to be in the arena. People were waiting overnight for tickets here, and the Pacific Coliseum is completely sold out. And I'll be traveling between the first and second periods and the intermissions, and we'll talk to as many of these fans in Vancouver as we can. John?
We're just moments away from the colorful introductions and the face-off for the halfway mark in the 8-game series. This is Game 4 of the Soviet-Canada Series from Vancouver.
K-Tel presents Jukebox Jive, 25 great hits of the jukebox era by the original stars, the Beaumarks.
Oh, clap your hands, clap your hands.
Vlad McFadder.
Lover, please, please come back. Don't take the train coming down the track.
Palenka. Here, Nell Shannon, Bill Haley, Mitch Ryder, The Tokens, Frankie Lyman, Joey Dean, all the great hits of the jukebox era. Get Jukebox Jive, 25 original hits, $4.99 from K-Tel. Tape or cassette.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 4th game of the series between the national team of USSR and Team Canada 74. Bonsoir, mesdames, messieurs, et bienvenue à cette 4e partie de la série de 8 entre l'équipe nationale de l'Union soviétique et l'équipe Canada 74. Voici maintenant l'alignement des 2 équipes pour la rencontre de ce soir. En tout premier lieu, celui de l'Union soviétique. L'entraîneur-chef, the head coach, Boris Kulagin. Et ses adjoints et assistants, Konstantin Loktev et Vladimir Urzinov. Le numéro 13, le capitaine Boris Mikhailov. Le numéro 1, Alexander Sidelnikov. Le numéro 2, Alexander Gusev. Le numéro 3, Vladimir Luchenko. Le numéro 5, Yuri Lapkin. Le numéro 6, Valery Vassiliev. Le numéro 7, Gennady Tsigenko. Le numéro 9, Alexander Volchkov. Le numéro 10, Alexander Maltsev. Le numéro 11, Yuri Lebedev. Le numéro 12, Viktor Kuznetsov. Le numéro 16, Vladimir Petrov. Le numéro 19, Vladimir Chadrin. Le numéro 22, Vyacheslav Anisin. Le numéro 24, Alexander Bodunov. Le numéro 27, Alexander Sapilkin. Le numéro 30, Konstantin Klimov. le numéro 17, Valérie Arlamov. Le numéro 20, Vladislav Tretiak. Et le numéro 15, Alexander Yakushev. For Team Canada 74, would you please welcome Coach Billy Harris, and General Manager Bill Hunter. And now, here is Team Canada. Number 30, Jerry Cheevers. Number 1, Don McLeod. On defense, number 3, Jean-Claude Tremblay. Number 12, Pat Stapleton. Number 18, Paul Schmier. Number 2, Rick Lee. Number 17, Rick Smith. Number 10, Marty Howe. The forwards, number 14, Ralph Backstrom. Number 11, Mark Howe. Number 7, André Lacroix. Number 23, Johnny McKenzie. Number 4, Mike Walton. Number 20, Bruce McGregor. Number 19, Paul Anderson. Number 21, Serge Bernier. Number 5, Régent Houle. Number 27, Frank Mahovlich. Number 16, Bobby Hall. And number 9, Gordie Howe. Mesdames, Messieurs, voulez-vous vous lever pour l'interprétation des hymnes nationaux de l'Union soviétique et du Canada? Please stand for the national anthems. partners. The Canadian Amateur Hockey Association.
Traditionally, in each game, the players will exchange gifts. In the Canadian leg of the series, the Canadian team will present the Soviets with gifts. And the other way around, of course, it'll be the Russians giving Canada gifts overseas. Here's what the Russians received: the pennant commemorating the series, plus a sterling silver pin and a gold ring for each of the Soviet players, the gifts from Team Canada 1974. This is Game 4 of the Canada-Soviet series from Vancouver.
Горжусь тем, что я люблю страну. Уверен, что счастье я найду. Да люди, как вы, и люди, как мы, просто люди. Вот он факт.
Я люблю то, как в Канаде растут сбережения. В Торонто-Доминион банке есть много способов сбережений. И потому что проценты так высокие, сбережения растут быстро. И еще дружественные служащие в Торонто-Доминион даже помогут вам избрать такой сберегательный план, который будет наиболее подходящим для вас. Эх, канадцы, вы, наверное, имеете большое удовольствие наблюдать, как растут ваши сбережения в Торонто-Доминион.
Торонто-Доминион.
Это банк, где люди составляют разницу.
All the officials are going now in center ice for the official face-off. As a memento of this occasion, and as an indication of the support all Canada gives to the Garibaldi bid for 1980 Winter Olympics, Nancy Green-Rain will present mounted pucks to the official party. En guise de souvenir de cet événement, Nancy Green-Rain remettra aux dignitaires une rondelle portant l'effigie de Équipe Canada 74.
Well, Paul Henderson showed flashes of his great form of 1972 in Winnipeg, Howie, when he got those 2 late goals in the third period Saturday.
Well, he's now a member of the Toronto Toros, and he was a hero of that 72 series. He's had many good scoring opportunities, and he could win this series again for Team Canada.
A new member of the Edmonton Oilers is number 20, Bruce McGregor, formerly of the New York Rangers.
He's a great up-and-down hockey player, a come-from-behind hockey player, and a good checker. That's just about the right formula for international competition, and when you need a big goal, he'll get the chance.
And, of course, sore ribs and all, number 9, Gordie Howe, is back tonight.
Well, what can you say about Big Gordie? He's hockey's greatest superstar. I think he realizes the dream tonight, playing with his 2 talented sons, Mark and Marty, and I'd look for him to put on quite a show.
Another guy having a great series is this man right here, number 16 for the Soviets, Vladimir Petrov.
He's a real strong skater. They use this gentleman here on the power play and to kill penalties, and I think he's their toughest hockey player. He's real good with the stick, and you watch him when he just loses the puck or evades a check. Watch what he does with the stick. He's a handyman.
And how about this guy, number 15, the leader of the Soviet team, Alexander Yakashev, who through 11 games against Canada, 72 and 74, has 11 goals, and that's consistency, and he was dynamite in Winnipeg on Saturday as well, Yakashev. Of course, there's Valery Harlamov, number 17, and you say the Soviets don't have a star system. Well, that was broken here in Canada because they agreed to allow their top players, in the judgment of the fans in Canada, to be introduced last of all, and they got rousing ovations along with members of Team Canada 1974. So we're just about set to go for Game 4 of a tremendous international hockey series here at the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver. The referee is Waldo Sapecki of Poland, Doug Robb and Valentin Nikoltsev, the linesman, and the Soviets move it down the ice off the opening faceoff on the stick of J.C. Tremblay. Hit for Gordie Howe, broken up by Harlamov, a shot right off the bat, high over top of the goal and out of play. Face-off is going to come outside the Canadian blue line. Jerry Cheevers is back in goal, having given way to Don McLeod on Saturday. Backstrom is starting at center with Gordie Howe on the right side and Mark Howe on the left side. Marty Howe in defense with J.C. Tremblay. The Howe family realizing a lifelong dream finally on the ice together against the Soviet Union. And this is J.C. Tremblay, number 3. Swings away from Mihailov, feeds Gordie Howe offside at the Soviet blue line. A 3-3 tie in Quebec, a 4-1 Team Canada win in Toronto, and an 8-5 Soviet victory Saturday in Winnipeg brings us to this point here in Vancouver tonight. Petrov on the face-off against the veteran Ralph Backstrom. To Gordie Howe, too far for Backstrom. Now it's over on the stick of Valery Harlamov, number 17. Howe checking him, swings away inside the Team Canada line. His pass to an open wing goes back outside the blue line. Vasiliev takes over. Gets it back to Harlamov as the Soviets control the early seconds of play. Harlamov being challenged and checked by Marty Howe. Into the corner is number 11, Mark Howe, the 19-year-old sensation of the 72 U.S. Olympic team. They battle there. It's on the stick now of Ralph Backstrom. Backstrom being watched by Petrov, to Howe, to Tremblay, hounded by Mihailov, number 13. Canadians again, as in Winnipeg, having trouble clearing. Here is Mihailov, right at the doorstep of Cheevers, turned away, and a stiff check from Gordie Howe. That's Mihailov reeling. J.C. Tremblay simply plays it ahead of the Soviet line. All Soviets so far in the first 90 seconds, and now Billy Harris makes changes as they go. Gordie Howe is still out there. Here is Yakushev with Shadrin turned around. A weak backhand shot to Cheevers. He'll hold on as Team Canada regroups for the face-off. They've played a minute and 39 seconds. It's been all Soviets, Howie.
Certainly a completely different start. Gordie Howe took 2 or 3 of the Russians. His son Mark had a good shot at one, and I think he just sparked this club right now, and we'll see if they follow on to finish the check.
Lacroix wins the face-off for Team Canada to Captain Pat Stapleton, and now Johnny McKenzie. McKenzie across to Bobby Hull. Lacroix leaves it for Hull at center ice. For McKenzie, broken up. Lacroix lost it finally. The Soviets in the center ice area with Hull to Lacroix. Closing in, a pass right in front. Oh, McKenzie relay went wide. Lacroix on the far side in front for Johnny McKenzie. Could not get to it. McKenzie for Bobby Hull. Tipped away from Hull. The Soviets come out 2-on-2. Lebedev, Shadrin, now Yakushev, and Hull breaks that play up. This is Sigankov, number 7 for the USSR. McKenzie gets a piece of him. The pass to Yakushev. Lebedev shooting. Cheevers with a save. Jerry Cheevers, some steady work in the early minutes of Game 4. They've played 2.5 minutes now. Here's Lebedev's shot, and Cheevers save.
Just a great 2-on-1 situation. Look at how the Russians here form a 2-on-1. A good shot and a good save. There was lots of room for that to go in.
They challenge it. Paul Schmier in trouble in front of his goal. Finally gets it in behind. The Soviets still have it, though. Still inside that blue line. Vodanov, number 24, with it. Maltsev cruising in there. Can't get the pass to him. Back comes number 19, Paul Henderson. With Walton. Long shot over top. Bouncing out for Walton. Tipped back to the point. And out to center ice for Paul Schmier. He's checked by Anisin, number 22. Anisin wins it. Waiting for a pass out. 2 Cheevers around the back of the goal. The Soviets, Maltsev to Vodanov to Anisin. He fans once. Second chance. Over to Maltsev. All around the goal. And Cheevers hangs on. Soviets being kept off balance this time. Team Canada getting pieces of them, but it's been all USSR inside the Team Canada blue line.
Just watch here the number of times that Team Canada players are fishing for the puck, and the Russians continually come up with it. We're just not taking the man. We're blocking the shot, and finally Cheevers does come up with the loose puck.
All right, from the face-off, this is Paul Schmier. Relay from Henderson. Too far for Mike Walton. Number 2 is Alexander Gusev, perhaps the Soviets' top defenseman. To Harlamov. Schmier against Harlamov. The puck comes to Rick Smith, number 17, but held in by Vasiliev, number 6. Right point, winding up, he scores! Screened all the way was Jerry Cheevers on that goal from the point by Vasiliev.
right here, you'll see the Canadian player go out, anticipate a pass. Nobody goes near him. He just slides it right along the ice, and it goes underneath Cheever's pads. I think he was pretty well screened on that.
With the score, the Soviets 1 and Canada nothing. This is Game 4 from Vancouver.
This is the hindsight mirror. No hands needed. It stays in any position for viewing the back, sides, and even the top of your head. And it's great for close-ups. The whole family will love hindsight. Hindsight is always handy, but never in the way. It folds neatly against your wall. You'll love it. Ask for hindsight, only $7.77 in decorator colors.
Available at leading department stores.
That Soviet goal at 3:34 scored by Vasiliev from Harlamov. And here's the face-off. The Soviets again forward inside the Team Canada blue line. Tipped by Bernier back to the Soviet zone. Now a 2-on-2 break here is Harlamov against J.C. Tremblay. Closing in, a save, rebound. Cleared off to the far side by Marty Howe. Back comes Serge Bernier with Rejean Houle. Drop pass for Houle, and Bernier fell in front of him. They lost the chance in the corner. Harlamov as the Soviets come back. At the Team Canada blue line with Mihailov inside. Behind the goal, centers it out in front. Oh, and Cheever's just got the stick on it as the puck lazily rolled toward the post.
An interesting aspect of the Russians' attack. You can watch it right here. Now look at, they pass the puck out the side, they go in. Timon, look at 13. He's reading the play already. In Canadian hockey, we more or less go around behind the net and pass out from the other side, but they do this time and time again and read each other move so well.
Shadrin on the face-off. Pat Stapleton comes up with it. Moving up the right side for Team Canada. Center ice area. Relay for Gordie Howe. Howe shoots, he scores!
A great pass, but look at the burst of speed. He gets this pass here, and where does he put it? Right upstairs. Look how far Trechek was out, yet he tucked it in up in high. Now watch big number 9 explode when he gets this pass. Look at him. Right here, 2 strides, puts his body in front of the check and throws it high. Beautiful, beautiful goal.
Gordie Howe makes it 1-all at the 4:20 mark of period 1. And now, in behind the goal is Ricky Lee. For Ralph Backstrom, and now to Pat Stapleton. A brilliant goal by number 9. Luchenko ahead at center ice for Shadrin with Lebedev and Yakushev. The pass behind Shadrin. Falling on the play. Now they carry on as Team Canada is holding back, waiting for the Soviets to attack inside the blue line. Down the left boards, taken down was number 11, Lebedev. Now Stapleton breaks out. On the right side with Marty Howe. Gordie trailing in behind. They finally call it. Offside pass. He'll bring it back inside the Team Canada line.
Assist to number 12, Pat Stapleton. And to number 14, Ralph Backstrom. The time, 4:20.
4:20 the time. Gordie Howe from Stapleton and Backstrom. And Howe is cut above the eye. He's being treated now at the Team Canada bench. Up the right boards, Johnny McKenzie to Andre Lacroix. And back to McKenzie in a 1-all game. Barely 5 minutes old here in Vancouver. Here is Maltsev. Far side for Anisin. There's going to be a delayed penalty here. In the corner, Paul Schmier ties it up. And the penalty appears to be against Team Canada. The first penalty of Game 4. They got 5 in a row. It's Johnny McKenzie. 5 in a row in Winnipeg before one was called against the Soviets on Saturday. And that was a double penalty when it came.
Well, certainly in this instance, I would think Team Canada got away with 3 borderline infractions, and that one there was just so blatant that the referee had to call it.
Referee is Waldo Sepecki of Poland. Time of the penalty was 5:24 against Johnny McKenzie of Team Canada, and the Soviet power play goes into action. Stapleton being watched by Bodanov. In behind the goal, swings away from 2 Soviet players, now a third and down the ice. Tretiak, the brilliant Soviet goaltender, leaves it to Vladimir Luchenko. Ahead now to Alexander Maltsev. Bodanov. Lost control, gets it again, but it's offside because he trapped Anisin on the right wing. They'll face off outside the Team Canada blue line. Score 1-1, and here's Gordie Howe. You see that slight cut above the eye, a souvenir from a Soviet stick, which came just after he scored that equalizing goal. Valery Harlamov with Petrov and Mikhailov inside the line. Left point for Gusev. His shot almost deflected, but it goes wide. Relay in front. They score to make it 2-1. A lightning fast pass out, and Mikhailov got his stick on it, I believe, to put it in and send the Soviets on top again. Let's watch.
Well, here, just a real alert play. JC goes into the corner. Pat doesn't move across quick enough, and it's in the net.
Number 13, Boris
Here it
Mikhailov.
comes again. You just can't give the Russians that much room.
Soviet players allowed to remain on their feet in front of that goal, and it's costing Team Canada.
Time 5:59.
5:59, Mikhailov from Petrov. 2-1, USSR now. Team Canada still having difficulty inside their blue line, as they did in Winnipeg on Saturday. The Soviets have the edge in score and play at this point. Early in period 1 of game 4, Walton's soft shot going to Tretiak's doorstep. Now this is Vasiliev being hounded there by Bruce McGregor. They tie up in the corner. The puck comes loose back for Paul Schmier. Schmier's deflection by McGregor. Tretiak had to move fast on that one. Vasiliev against Paul Henderson. Now Petrov joins him. There'll be a face-off. $13:25 to play here in period 1. The USSR leading Team Canada 2-1 in Vancouver. Henderson, Walton, McGregor out there. Walton won it. Down went Henderson. Back comes Yakushev. 1-on-2. He's alone right now, waiting for help from Shadrin. Works it inside the blue line. Right corner taken out by Paul Schmier. Round to the open side. Lebedev was bumped. Luchenko's pass to Yakushev, broken up by Schmier. He's played well in this series, Paul Schmier of the Cleveland Crusaders. Down the ice it goes behind Tretiak. Luchenko. Lebedev. Yakushev lost his helmet and the puck. Marty Howe missed a check on Lebedev. Back from the Canadians. Mike Walton inside the line. It is offside. On the perfect setup to Frank Mahavlich, offside. Crowd here not very happy about the call. Let's try to catch it.
You watch right here, you'll find a good pass here to Mahavlich. He would have been home free, just a little bit behind him. It was an offside call, but gee whiz, I don't think it was.
Unless it was Mahavlich out of the range of our camera on that shot, but it was awfully close between the first two players going in. Now here is Anisin for the Soviet Union. Goes back to the stick of his big partner. No, great shot there. Quick shot. Deflected wide. Mahavlich for Bernier. Oh, he skated off the puck. Gets it again. Shoots. Rebound from Hull right in front, and Tretiak holds it. Vladislav Tretiak.
Here's a great hockey player, Yakushev, but this is the only way to take him out. Paul Schmier gets in front of him and just makes a real good check. If you can keep on the offensive side of that fella, you have a chance. But boy, some hockey players.
They weren't doing that on Saturday. Mahavlich lost a chance. The Soviets tip it out to center ice. This is Anisin, number 22, with Maltsev trailing a backhand shot, stopped by Cheevers, then he'll hold it. As number 10, Maltsev, the Soviet veteran, came cruising in. Of the 9 shots the Soviets have taken in the direction of the Team Canada goals, 7 have been on the net, and 2 have gone in. They lead 2-1 with 12:15 to play here in the opening period. As Serge Bernier skates to the bench, line change with Backstrom now centering. Gordie Howe and Markow. This is Markow, number 11. against Mihailov. Petrov wins the puck. Stapleton checks him. Stapleton starting out the right side. A pass to Ricky Lee. Gets it ahead to Gordie Howe, Canada's only goal scorer so far in the game. But now it is Petrov, and a piece of him taken by Mark Howe. Here's Backstrom with Gordie Howe. Swings in behind the Soviet goal. Ridden off there by number 2, Gusev. Gusev played him well. Tipped to the other corner now. The Soviets under pressure at this point. Here's Ricky Lee. Shoots to the other corner. Gusev there. Ahead to Petrov, and finally the Soviets get it out to the Team Canada blue line. 11 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the first period. 2-1 for the Soviet Union. Backstrom's pass did not reach number 11, Mark Howe. Harlamov almost gave it away to Backstrom in there. The Soviets recover. Backstrom being interfered with. There's no penalty on the play. Play goes right on. Mihailov to Vasiliev. He's bumped. And they lose the puck. Back to center ice again. Gordie Howe was taken down by Vasiliev. There's a whistle. And I believe a offside call is all it is. Looks to be a penalty indication from the Polish referee, Waldo Stefecki, but it's offside. The goal scorers, Vasiliev and Mihailov for the USSR, and Gordie Howe for Canada. There it is, 2-1 for the Soviets. Number 7, Gennady Sagankov shoots it down the ice. This should be icing. It is. Paul Schmier, who took those 2 penalties that hurt Team Canada in the first game, has played extremely well ever since. Been a starter in all 4 games. Shadrin on the faceoff, lost it. Shot goes wide. McKenzie alone on the right side, passing it across the goal mouth. Nobody there, and now Lebedev golfs it out to center ice. Rick Smith, number 17, to McKenzie. Now Schmier into the slot to Lacroix. He could not hang on. Lebedev goes off Yakushev's skate. Finally, Schmier takes over. Number 18 to Rick Smith, his defense partner. Soviets again, forechecking very, very well here in Game 4. Hull lost balance down the left side. Now Lebedev, Team Canada blue line, inside is Shadrin, checked there by Schmier. He leaves it for number 16, Bobby Hull. To McKenzie. Schmier dumps it across for McKenzie, picked off by Yakushev. Play unsettled now in the center ice section of the Vancouver Pacific Coliseum. 2-1 for the Soviet Union. Smith offside, 2 lines to pass to Bobby Hull. The leading point getters in this series for Canada, Hull and Lacroix with 5 each. For the USSR, Yakushev and Petrov with 4 apiece. 9:54 remaining in period 1. Bobby Hull at the Team Canada bench as they send out the Mike Walton line with Henderson on his left and McGregor on his right. Defense pair, Howe and Tremblay. Anisin with Maltsev and Voronov for the USSR. Center ice pass broken up by Paul Henderson. Wrong wing comes down, shoots, and Tretiak just got a piece of that one. Maltsev, open wing pass. Catching up now is Voronov. They did not call the outside pass. Voronov around behind the Team Canada goal. In front for Maltsev. He was checked by the stick of Jerry Cheever. Maltsev back on the left point for Luchenko. Winding. Oh, the deflection just went wide from Maltsev. Pressure again by the Soviet Union inside the Team Canada zone. Voronov to Anisin. Finally, McGregor comes up with it. Gets out to center ice with a pass to Mike Walton. Walton scoops it down. Gets away from Luchenko. Kuznetsov, number 12, met hard there in the corner by Paul Henderson, and they'll face off as they freeze the puck. 8:59 to play here in period 1. What life Henderson gave to Team Canada Saturday. When they trailed so badly, he scored those 2 fast goals, and just for a moment, we thought they might come back. The Soviets won at 8-5 and lead now in Game 4, 2-1, with less than 9 to play in the opening period. Ricky Lee now pairs with Pat Stapleton. Back to Frank Mahavlich. Shot goes wide. Gusev against Rejan Houle. Bernier goes in after it. They bump there. Harleman against Houle. Houle wins the puck. Then it was checked from behind by Harleman. Good two-way player, this Valerie Harleman, number 17. Bernier feeds it back to Ricky Lee. Then up to Rejan Houle and to Bernier. At the Soviet line against Gusev. Takes a swat at him. Goes into the corner, centers it back. Stapleton's shot is blocked. Here's a break. Cheevers gets back into his net in a hurry. Offside pass is called on the pass to Harlamov as Cheevers was a good 25 feet out of the Team Canada net as the break came back down ice. With the score, the USSR 2 and Canada 1. This is Game 4 from Vancouver.
Believe me, when we light the Olympic torch on this site in 1976, everyone will share in Canada's pride. You and I can help participate in Canada's first Olympic Games and make them a great success by buying these beautiful sterling silver Olympic coins. 7 sets of 4 coins each are being issued. Series 2 is available now. Order your coins today. The minting is limited. Olympic coins are available at banks, financial institutions, and authorized coin distributors.
Gusev got a penalty on this play against Bernier for slashing. There it is.
And the initial play, John, was Bernier gave him a pretty good punch in the shoulder to instigate it all.
That's the first Soviet penalty of the game. The Team Canada power play as Bernier, Mahavlich, and Houle, Bobby Hull, and Paul Schmier. Hull moves it up. Bernier did not quite stay onside the officials' rule. They'll face off outside the Soviet line. No doubt that Bobby Hull, number 16, which, by the way, is his original number in pro hockey, is the offensive leader, the overall leader of Team Canada 74. Batted back to Schmier and over to Bobby Hull. Now Schmier with Houle inside the line. Houle getting away from Petrov, then lost his balance. It's chopped back to center ice for the Soviets. Bobby Hull to Frank Mahavlich. Around to Vasiliev. Closing into the pass for Houle. Behind him, he couldn't take it. And the Soviets clear down to Jerry Cheevers. A minute and 20 seconds left in Gusev's penalty. Here's Bernier. For Hull. Tried to swing it out, couldn't get it past Vasiliev. So far, the power play is struggling. Here's Schmier. Winding up for the shot wide. Rejan Houle. Bobby Hull. Scores!
Houle is the fella here, just great persistence. He beat the Soviet team to the puck in the corner, laid it right on Bobby Hull's stick. Now watch Houle. This is the second time he brought it out of the corner. And there's no way they're going to allow Bobby Hull to stand free out there and get that shot away, or they're going to be in trouble.
Scored by number 16, Bobby Hull.
That is Hull's fourth goal of the series. Mahavlich got the assist. The time is 12:45 of period 1. It's 2-all, and now here's Ralph Backstrom waiting for his chance. Gets it. Rebound. All around the goal, and finally cleared by number 19, Shadrin to Yakushev. Yakushev, right side for Lebedev. Shadrin back to Sagankov. Sagankov with Yakushev. Right side, and he couldn't get the pass away, and a check by Howe. Shadrin to an open wing. Team Canada finally recovers with J.C. Tremblay out for Gordie Howe. He lost it to Yakushev. Yakushev, a check from Backstrom. It gets ahead to Lebedev. Hard check there from Marty Howe. And it goes out to center ice. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to play. In the first period, it is 2-all. Number 19 is Shadrin. Down he goes against Markov. And Sagankov passes. Sagankov for Bochkov, away from Howe. Lost the puck to Tremblay in behind the goal. Tremblay feeds it for Johnny McKenzie. Ahead for Andre Lacroix. McKenzie bumping there with Yakushev. Now McKenzie again. Left side for Bobby Howe. Getting set. Shooting. Oh, and he went wide. Blistering drive from number 16, Howe. Stapleton to Bobby Howe again. Scores!
Just a great pass to Howe, cutting into behind the defense, and look again where he put it. You got Tretiak coming out, down, but he popped it into the top left-hand corner. Now look at, this has been set up by the Howes. The last 5 minutes, the Howes have been just taking dead set aim at every white sweater out there. Mark in particular, and Marty back in defense. Time and time again, they've taken them.
That is Bobby Howe's second goal in the past minute and 6 seconds. His 5th of the series, and Team Canada leads 3-2. Right now, Bobby Howe has got a lot of admirers
Team
across the
Canada's
country
third
at large.
goal, scored by number 16, Bobby Howe.
From the face-off, back inside that Soviet
The assist
zone.
to number 12,
The
Matt
Russians
Stapleton.
appear unsettled now. Stapleton gets the assist. 15-11 is the time. Number 9 is Alexander Volchkov inside the Team Canada blue line. Being watched there by Henderson, who cleared. About 4.5 minutes to play in the first period. 3-2 for Canada. Kuznetsov back to Lutsenko, now to Volchkov. To Anison, inside the line from Maltsev. Maltsev closing in, a backhand shot. The rebound comes out, recovered by Mike Walton. Walton to Paul Henderson. Now to rookie Lee. Down the right board. Lee against Lutsenko. Centers it. Batted by Tretiak. Still loose for McGregor. Can't control the puck. Finally checked by Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov across to Anison. Canadian line. Maltsev cruising. Shot partially blocked. Goes in behind. Cheevers has it. Face-off with 3:39 to play in the first period.
John, if Team Canada can get everybody on the ice, just taking the man and taking the man, you begin to see chinks in the Russian armor. They're looking, they're fumbling the puck, and they're not making the great passing plays without first taking a look.
Face-off coming up. Our game recorder says Canada's won 17 of the 21 face-offs so far, make it 18. Bernier wins the draw there. The Soviets keep it inside the line. Mihailov waiting, getting it back to Petrov. He shoots, deflected by Jerry Cheevers in behind. Got his stick on it. Now on the right board, Rezhan Houle being challenged by Petrov. Houle at center ice. Lost it to Petrov. Swings inside the Team Canada line. Leaving it for Harlamov. Harlamov against Frank Mahavlich, and they'll tie it up.
Before anyone jumps on that official, I just think he's calling a great game. He's letting them play hockey. He's letting a lot of borderline things go on both sides, and he's not spoiling a whale of a first period. By far the best we've had.
Great end-to-end action here in the Vancouver Pacific Coliseum. Here is Petrov shooting it into the crowd. 3 minutes and 2 seconds left on the clock. Billy Harris has done just a tremendous job of putting this team together. His philosophy, his approach, his entire dedication to the project are largely responsible for the way the series stands now at a game, each with a tie. Now here is Rick Smith. Out to the big end. Across to Houle. Inside the Soviet zone, Rezhan Houle stopping in front. Mahavlich scores! And it's 4-2.
Watch this great play by Houle. He stopped and waited. Didn't panic. Wide play coming in, and look at upstairs. That's the key again. A great play by Houle. His second outstanding play. Right come late. That's a Mahavlich goal all the way.
Well, it's been superstar night in Vancouver. 2 by Howe, 1 by Howe, and now 1 by Frank Mahavlich.
Number 5, Rezhan Houle. And number 21, Serge Bernier.
Houle and Bernier Gagne get the assist. That time is 17-10 at period one, and Team Canada leads the USSR national team 4-2 here in Vancouver. Yakushev, bumped by Backstrom. Shadrin takes over. Right side relay broken up for Lebedev. Gordie Howe with Backstrom and Markow on the ice. Howe runs into Lebedev, and Backstrom has it. Clears to Gordie Howe. Howe 1-on-2 inside the line, lost it. Turns Yakushev around. Gets it again. There's an offside call. They'll face off outside the blue line.
I think you just have to watch these, Howe. Time and time again. There are the fellas. There's the Grand Master, but he's got two sons out there that are showing the older fellas how to take the man. They might be as finesse hockey players as that gentleman right there.
Yakushev paid the price on the check from Howe. He limped off to the Soviet bench.
He can consider himself lucky he was able to limp off.
Against Gordie Howe, you're probably very right. 2:17 left in the opening period. Canada leads 4-2. What a comeback. Twice behind and now ahead by a pair of goals. 2:17 on the clock as Bobby Hull confers with the timekeeper. There it is. From the face-off, McCaw breaks in. Across the Hull, hat trick! They're going crazy in Vancouver. And I'm sure across the country, too.
You got to watch this. Just dead center pass by Lacroix. Perfect. But watch the speed in which Bobby Hull gets it away. Just on the toe of the stick. Now watch Lacroix hang on to it. He's looking for Hull. Look at that little snapshot. And where did it go? Hey, it took us 3 games to learn something. But just perfect. Watch it again. On and up.
Bobby Hull kept the puck, his first international hat trick, all in the first period. Lacroix gets the assist. 17:49. Puck goes into the crowd. There'll be a face-off. How about that for a first period for number 16?
The period still belongs to the Howls. I think they swung it around in one shift. Just two grand performances by probably the biggest names in hockey today, the Hulls and the Howls.
That guy Lacroix could be named the #1 star of any of these games, Howie, the way he's played. Down the right side, Mihailov inside the Team Canada line. Tries to get a pass to Petrov, but broken up. Lacroix chasing against Gusev with McKenzie. Gusev backs up on the stick of Bobby Hull. Now to Ricky Lee. Lee holds it against the board. Gives it away to Harlamov. Harlamov 1-on-2, shooting wide. Vasilyev is back to center ice. With about 1:44, the clock is stopped right now. And it's stopped officially on that whistle. They'll bring it back to center ice. McKenzie fencing in there with a Soviet player. Doug Robb from Bolton, Ontario, Valentin Nikoletsev of Russia, and Waldo Sapecki of Poland, the officials in this game, as McKenzie complains very vigorously about the actions of a Soviet player out there. Billy Harris promptly makes a change. They come to the bench. McKenzie might have been nicked on that play with a stick. That's probably what he was complaining about. 44 seconds the clock shows now. They've had some trouble with it, so we'll tell you that's strictly unofficial. 1:28, so ignore that. We're told there's 1:28 left now. 5-2 for Canada, first period. Schmier plays it down behind the Soviet goal. Gusev all the way down the ice. They'll be called for icing. If I'm not mistaken, the score of the game in Vancouver in '72 was 5-2 for the Soviets. It is now 5-2 for Team Canada. And the Vancouver fans, believe me, have had nothing to boo about tonight, as they did in 1972 when the Canadians lost here quite decisively. Mike Walton on the faceoff. with McGregor and Henderson. Henderson could not gain control. It swatted ahead to center ice. Now Schmier flips a backhander, rolls to the Soviet corner for Gusev. Gusev around the boards for Vasiliev. Ahead on the right side. This is number 16, Petrov. The long drive is wide. A minute left now in period one. Around behind Jerry Cheevers, Petrov and Schmier bumping there. Henderson will help out. They'll force a face-off. "50 seconds, we're told, of official playing time remaining in the opening period. Boris Kulagin, who always wears a similar expression to that, has good reason to look somber right now. His team has fallen 3 goals behind, having twice taken the lead here in the opening period. They went ahead at 3:34. Canada tied it up with Howe's goal at 4:20. They went ahead at 5:59. Hull tied that at 12:45, then banged in 2 more. Mahavlich got 1. It is 5-2 for Team Canada. What an exciting first period performance. Shadrin will take the face-off against Pat Stapleton. It'll be Bernier. He slides in there now. Bernier wins it to Stapleton. Look out! Loose around the goal. Cleared finally on the far boards for Mahavlich. In behind, too far for Stapleton. He's checked there by Shadrin. They bump for it. Back to the other side. J.C. Tremblay golfs it, and Sagankov cannot hold on. Clock moving now. Less than 30 seconds to play in period one. Here is Pat Stapleton beating Frank Mahavlich with Rejan Houle. He was checked by Lebedev. Houle back to Stapleton. Now Tremblay, number 3. Banks it off the boards at center ice. And Luchenko has it. 10 seconds left now in the first period. Shadrin can't get around Stapleton. Sagankov at center ice. Bumped by Houle. Puck goes to Yakushev. That's it. First period's over. And an exciting 20 minutes of international hockey. After the first period, the score is Canada 5 and the Soviets 2. This is Game 4 from Vancouver.